if you are new to costuming or convention culture, let's say, I'm going to warn you about the darker side of cosplay. I am not meaning to scare anyone off. I just want to inform you guys. I'm sure everyone knows about this, but in case you don't, here you go. It's not all the time. Let me just say this first. There are many, 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 many great people at conventions and at cosplaying events that are perfect people, decent human beings. But there are a few of people that kind of make me want to kick them and be very upset with them. And it's just upsetting that these sorts of people do that. But please don't make this make you stop what you're passionate about. I am all for you guys doing what you love, right? So I'm behind you if you feel like no one else is. So the darker side of cosplay, once again, these are just, I don't want to say everyone's like this, they're not at all. But here it is. Well, there is racism. It just really bugs me. I mean, people who are African American should 100% be able to cosplay a white character. It just blows my mind that people are just like, you're not doing the costume right because you're a different race. That's insane to me. If you love a character, that's all that should matter. It should not matter your race or gender or anything, okay? It just bugs me that people have to be rude like that. Like, just because someone's Asian or African American or, I don't know, Hispanic, any other culture. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? That should not be the main focus of why people should cosplay. Yeah, they should be happy with what they look like. And you should be like, oh, I really like... Okay, I don't want to tell you what you should be like. I just want, in my perfect little world, in my head, people are happy just to have a similar coincidence of, like, I really like the character you're cosplaying, or I really like the series your character is from, or I really like how you did this thing on your costume. Race should not be a part of it at all. And it bugs me that sometimes it is. And I think it's stupid. So if you are second-guessing a character because you feel that you wouldn't do it justice because you're not the same race as them, it's fine. Make the character you want to make become real. That's all I have to say about that. Another thing is weight and body type discrimination, I think is really, 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 really rude and really dumb. We're human beings. We are imperfect, and that's what makes us amazing. We have thighs, we have stomachs, we have legs, we have boobs. Even some guys. But that shouldn't be an issue. Like, I understand that some people feel uncomfortable if someone that is heavier set wears a scantily clad costume. I do understand. But if they are happy with themselves and they're not like, I don't know, boobs and genitalia are not popping out anywhere, I'm totally fine with it. If they're empowered by it and they're happy with it, all the best to you. I probably couldn't do that. And I think that's really great that you have the self-worth to do it. And don't feel like you can't cosplay a character because you don't have big enough boobs, or you're not tall enough, or you're not light or skinned enough, or like, everyone's different. Like, there's people that are hourglass shaped, and that is super awesome from them, but I'm not. I am pear shaped. I have a tiny chest and a big butt. That is how I do. And that is totally, it's perfectly fine. And I hope that doesn't discourage you guys. I myself have done the whole, like, I can't cosplay Black Cat because I don't have big enough boobs. What I'm doing is either I'm going the way I am, or I will add silicone cup things to accent the boobs. If you decide you want surgery for that, I'm all for you. But good for you, alright? Me personally, I would not get surgery to enhance or deduct myself in any way. Exercise, yes. Surgery, not for me. But yeah, like, be happy with yourself while trying to cosplay something completely different than you. I know it's kind of a weird ideology, but I don't think it even is an ideology, but as long as you're happy with yourself, go for it. And if you do feel you are, let's say, overweight and want to get healthier, good for you. I'm all for that. Be the healthiest person you can be. But don't crash course diet and make yourself sick doing it. Like, be happy and be healthy for what you have and who you are, and I'm all happy for you. Dress as how you want. Cross-dressing can be a really big issue at some conventions, and that makes me really kind of quite sad, actually. Like, transgendered people and people that cross-dress, or crossplay, or whatever it is, good for you. I am 100% behind you guys if that is what you choose to do. And some of these people that do that, they have amazing costumes. They are so talented, and sometimes they even have to be more talented than us people that already have the right genitalia and accents, because they might not. And good on you for being able to create that for yourself. So if you ever feel like, I can't do this character because I don't have boobs, blah blah blah, I'm too big, blah blah blah, either alter the costume so it fits you in a way you want, or you're a strong enough personality to go as is, I guess. There's no shame in altering the outfit for your body type, is what I'm trying to say. As long as you're comfortable with wearing it, and as long as you understand that mainly a lot of this happens in anime and manga culture, is they have really long bodies, like inhumanly long, like their arms and their legs are skinny, twiggy, long, slender, elfish people, generally. And real life people really aren't like that ever at all. And if you are like that, wow, that blows my mind. So yeah, that is my spiel about weight and body type discrimination. You shouldn't do it. You should, if you feel uncomfortable with cosplaying a certain character, either don't do it or alter the character enough that you do feel comfortable. So yeah. Another the side of the dark side is obviously sexism. There has been a lot of controversy, and I know that there's even controversy to the fact that there's controversy. It's crazy to me. There's some people that don't believe that sexism happens enough that there should be a AK movement. There has been a lot more news, I guess, about sexism and cosplay, like cosplay does not equal consent movement, and a few other ones, I believe. Just people coming out with stories about their harassment, like them getting harassed at a convention or other area of cosplay. And then there's people that say you shouldn't have a movement because it doesn't happen enough. Sexism happens, but not enough to be able to justify a full-fledged movement for it. Yes, I do understand kind of your point, that if you have a movement for like a tiny little incident, it would just blow up the incident more, in a way, I guess is what you guys are trying to say? Not you guys, but the people that think that way. I don't know what I think about that. I don't know if I agree, I don't know if I disagree. But for me personally, sexism shouldn't happen at all. Like, at all. But it happens all the time. And it's stupid. And I don't really want to get into the booth babe thing. I just want to state that if you are going to get a booth babe for your event, please get one that is knowledgeable. I'd much prefer that you actually just have someone. This is if I was talking to someone from a gaming company, which is not going to happen. But if you are going to hire someone, why not get someone from your already hired staff that is female, that knows your product, that is passionate about her work, about your product, put her in regular work attire, and send her out to the convention. Like, I'd much rather have that, instead of, you know, nice figure lady. That being said, they're really good looking. Hot damn, booth babes are good looking, but that is kind of their job. And if you're going to get booth babes, get one that know their stuff. But like I said, I'd much prefer you just have someone that's working in the company and is actually just talking about the product. Or if you're going to get a booth babe, get them and put them in regular clothing. Because that way they're just hot and know your product and are in clothes. How about that? I said I wasn't going to get into booth babes, but apparently I just did. If you are a booth babe, I'm happy for you. You get into conventions way cheaper and you get to see all this cool stuff, so I'm kind of jealous of you. But the whole sexism thing about cosplay doesn't happen to females only. There are tons of guys that cosplay like really ripped characters or shirtless characters that get crazy harassed at conventions. This is not a female-only thing. And it's just really gross. It's so gross that this has to happen at conventions and other sort of events. Because, like, you get the creepy photographer that doesn't tell you that they're going to take a picture of you and just have, like, boobs and ass shots all day long, and then they end up on the internet, and then you find them, and then you're grossed out and skeeved out and all this stuff. And then there are people, interviewers, let's say, that get these girls. Sometimes cosplayers are quite shy when you actually go and talk to them. Yes, they could be wearing their costume, you could say, nice costume, and they'll be, thanks! Perfectly fine. But if you actually go interview them with a camera, they can, like, we can, as cosplayers, get nervous about that. And then you go and, not you guys, once again, I'm pretending I'm talking to these people that do these horrible things. And, like, ask them their bra size and say, you know, I bet you don't know anything about this character, blah blah blah. Or, like, stuff like that is ridiculous. Or try to just kind of make an innuendo all the time. A lot of these people, not a lot, a good amount of these people that go to conventions are underage. And you're sexually objectifying and harassing them. Just because they dress that way doesn't give you the right to make those comments. It's pretty much the same statement as girl wearing a miniskirt is asking to get raped. It's the same mentality, and that grosses me out to no end. Yes, they're wearing a sexy costume. But it's not our fault. We love these characters that are very powerful and exciting and have these great personalities, but are in catsuits and swimwear looking things and just really generally sexier clothing. It's not our fault. We like those characters. And we want to dress up like those characters to feel maybe a little bit empowered by them. Yet you could say that you could alter the character. Why don't you do that if you feel like you don't want to get objectified? But we want to stay true to the character. I mean, yes, you can. I'm all for you guys. If you feel uncomfortable about a certain aspect of a costume, totally change it. That's perfectly fine. For me, I do that all the time, but generally I am perfectly fine with my bodysuits. As you've seen with my Spider-Girl and my Harley Quinn, I'm fine with wearing bodysuits. And if someone objectified me because I was wearing one, I would just... It doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. But last but not least, this is mainly just for cosplayers, is the anything you can do, I can do better. This happens all the time, and I am very, very guilty for it, at least in my head, to do this. It's just like you see another cosplayer across the hall, it could be just like a character you like, it could be the same costume you're wearing, and be like, mine's better, or I could totally make that better. I don't know why I made that voice, but apparently that's the voice I use. Or like, going actually up to people and be like, your costume sucks, and you suck for not making it well enough. Or crazy things like that. Are you kidding? I mean, everyone has different skill levels. As I stated before, there's many skills you need to costume really, really well, and some people are still learning those. I'm still definitely learning a lot of them. And it's just really sad that someone has to be so mean to put someone down like that. I mean, they could have worked their butt off, like tried really hard, and they know that something might be off about their costume. Trust me, if there's something off about my costume, I know about it. You guys out in the mean side of cosplay don't need to tell me. I know, and it kills me inside. But I'm guilty for it. I've never gone up to say anything like that, but I have thought of it, and I've realized that's not a cool thing to do over the years. I don't want to see that anymore in the cosplay community. Yes, you can think it. I have no rights to whatever you do or say or whatever. Do what you're gonna do. That's fine. But personally, I feel bad about it. And I never do that anymore. If I see a costume and I start thinking, I try to stop myself and think, I really like that aspect of their costume. They did really well on this thing. And try to see the good in the costume or the cosplayer themselves. I know there's some people that are kind of silly with it, like the box Gundams and like the paper mask things, and they're kind of silly about it. That's fine. You guys are being silly, and that's totally fine at a convention and etc. But I never want to see someone be like, your costume sucks, you're stupid for wearing that, me. We've had enough bullying in our past for being nerdy, being socially awkward, being not as normal as other people. We don't need that here. This is supposed to be for us to come together and be happy and have fun. We don't need people to bring us down even more. That's ridiculous. So, I always like to help people, and if anyone's just like, yeah, I really like this part of my costume, but I know that this thing is wrong, or I didn't know how to get this stitch, or how this worked, blah, 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 and I've worked with something like that before, or I've done something similar, I will 100% say, I really like your character, I really like the costume, but if you needed any help, I'm totally there for you. This is only if they bring it up. Because don't ever go like, oh, you should have done this to your costume. Because you will get punched in the face. Me personally, I know a lot of either the cosplayers that don't give a crap, you can say whatever to them and they're fine, Or me, where I just bite my tongue and just wish you away if you say anything that's just like, oh, you should have done this to that. Or this part sucks. I'm just like, I've worked for 6 months with no sleep and like blah, and all this tragic things happened while I was doing this costume and blah. As you can tell, I'm very, very passionate about my costuming community. I'm really protective about it. This is the place where I feel the best about myself, and I will not tolerate anyone saying mean or rude things about others' cosplay around me. I think it's ridiculous. So if you feel alone, or if you feel like someone's said something horrible about your costume and you never want to wear it again, either take a moment, think about how you can fix it to make yourself happy, not them, and then wear it again. Or wear it the way it is because you're proud of it and that is your skill level, and I'm super happy that you are even able to do that. Everyone has different skill levels. They should be able to show what they're capable of proudly without having someone that has more money, more skills, like has been doing it longer, be like, my costume's better because I've been doing cosplay for like 18 years and you only been doing it for 3, so my skill level is higher than yours. It's ridiculous to me. Anyways, that is my humongous, crazy, ranting craziness of the night. Yes, Dakota, I agree. I'm so sorry for ranting at you guys for so long and getting so worked up. Kind of ridiculous for me to get worked up over this stuff, but I'm just really passionate about it, and I really want everyone to succeed and be happy with what they make. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day or evening or whenever they're watching this. And, you know, keep having fun and keep cosplaying, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye!